The third step is to enter operational data, including hours, miles, and trips information, into the Operational Data tab. You should enter the total actual data for the period rather than scheduled service information. In this step, you can also report the names of local sponsors on shared ride demand responsive services, along with their passenger hours and miles data. This is key for sub-allocating costs on the route or service to each local sponsor. From the navigation menu, click on the Step 3 Enter Operational Data button. When using the application for the first time, the page will appear as shown here, as the data will populate on the page as you enter and save them in the tab. Click on the Enter Operational Data button to load the pop-up menu for data entry. Begin by clicking on the route or service name in the Select Applicable Service list from information you saved in Step 1. Then enter operational data for that service into the available blanks for hours, miles, and trips. Clicking the Add button will save the data record. Vehicle hours and miles are required to be entered for each route or service, as they are necessary for two variable cost allocation. Revenue hours, revenue miles, and passenger trips data are optional, but useful for performance measures that are produced in the calculator reports. Revenue hours or miles must be less than or equal to vehicle hours or miles data entered. If the route or service is characterized as sponsored service type in Step 1, a checkbox will appear along with a prompt asking if your service has one or more sponsors. You must click this checkbox to enter sponsor names and data before clicking the Add button in order to sub-allocate cost for each sponsor. Click the checkbox to view the pop-up menu for sponsored services data. Here you can further allocate expenses for each sponsored service along with the overall route or service. For each sponsor name to report, enter the sponsor name, passenger hours, passenger miles, and sponsor trips, which are optional, for the sponsor of the given route or service. Then click the Add button. Keep continuing to add data for all sponsors on the given route or service. Then click the Exit button once you are finished to return to the main data entry menu. The total passenger hours, miles, and trips data entered in the sponsored services data for the route or service should be equal to the total for the given route or service. The Excel application will not allow you to enter multiple data entries for a single route or service in the pop-up menu. You must delete the data record for a given route or service and re-enter the correct data if any information for that data record needs to be changed. Select the route or service from the data list in the pop-up menu, then click the Delete button. You can clear the selections for the current data entry by clicking the Clear button. There is also a View Glossary hyperlink at the top right of the menu that provides helpful definitions on terms used in Step 3. Once you are finished editing, click on the Save and Exit button to return to the Step 3 tab. Then click on the Finish and Back to Menu button to return to the navigation menu.